All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody. We shift gears now. We go from football to baseball. It'll be game 2 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports, the San Francisco Giants and the Seattle Mariners. Game 1 was won by the Mariners last night by a score of 6-2. Game 2 back in Seattle. We'll have game 3 tomorrow after football. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be in San Francisco. But game 2 tonight is in Seattle. Tim Lincecum on the mound for the Giants. Freddie Garcia will be on the mound for the Mariners. Can the Giants tie the series up, or will the Mariners take a 2-0 lead in the series? We'll find out in just a few minutes. Let's head out to Seattle, Washington for game 2 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. Your lineups. Jammin' Sports presents Game 2 of the World Series. Live from T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. The San Francisco Giants and the Seattle Mariners. Seattle has a 1-0 lead in the best of 7. Game 2 of the World Series up next here at Jammin' Sports. All right, we go to the top of the first inning. Freddie Garcia on the mound for Seattle. The Mariners took game 1 6-2 last night. Ken Griffey Jr. had 2 home runs. Giants trying to tie the series up, and the Mariners trying to take a 2-0 lead. Leading off, the right fielder, Hank Thompson, for the Giants. The first pitch by Garcia, we're underway, outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. We're both rooting for the Mariners. Misty's for the Giants. Inside, 2-0. Count quickly, 2-0 to Hank Thompson, the leadoff batter here of the game. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-2 to Hank Thompson. We apologize for being on about 35 minutes late. Our 2 football games ran long. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pops it out of play. Count remains at 2-2 to Hank Thompson. Two-two pitch. Rips it foul. Count remains at 2-2. The right fielder, Hank Thompson. And now the 2-2 pitch. High in the air, out to Ichiro and right. And Ichiro makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Giants here in the top of the first. There's the Giants starting lineup tonight. It pretty much doesn't change whether they're facing a lefty or a righty. Third baseman Freddie Lindstrom will be up next. 1 out for the Giants, bases empty here in the top of the first. Pitch by Garcia. Up high, ball 1. Lindstrom back in the box. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A ground ball to Seager at third. He'll throw to first for the out. Lindstrom grounds out for out number 2. 2 down, bases empty. And now Barry Bonds, the left fielder, comes up. To face Freddie Garcia. The pitch to Bonds. Rips it foul down the first base line. Counts at 0-1. Pitch. Inside, 1-1 to Bonds. We're at the top of the first, no score here in Game 2 of the World Series. Seattle up 1-0. Inside, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Low and outside, 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Counts 3-1 to Bonds. 3-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. Full count now to Barry Bonds at 3-2 with 2 outs. Bases empty. Top of the first. Now the 3-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. At the end of a half inning, no score. Here at Jammin' Sports. All right, Tim Lincecum, the starting pitcher for the Giants here in Game 2. No scores. We go to the bottom of the first. Ichiro Suzuki, the right fielder, will lead things off for Seattle here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch. Down low, it's a ball. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. A fly ball out to left field. Bonds coming over in foul territory. He makes the play for out number 1. Ichiro flies out to right, or left, excuse me. There's your Mariners starting lineup. Griffey with 2 homers last night, batting fourth. But Brett Boone, the second baseman, comes up next. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the first, no score. Lincecum on the mound. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Great to have you along. Evil Dead's been kind of quiet this evening. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1 to Brett Boone. And now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. Pitch. Rips it foul down the third base line. Counts at 3-2 to Brett Boone. Now the 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Oh, you got a bad headache? I'm sorry. Count goes to 3-2. Down low, it's a ball 4. It's a walk. A 1-out walk for Brett Boone. The designated hitter, Edgar Martinez, up next. 1 out, runner on first. It's a ball. Down low, outside. Count goes to 1-0. To Edgar Martinez, the DH. They throw to first. Boone's back in time. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first base. Bottom of the first, scoreless here in Game 2. The 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. We're at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 2 of the World Series. The Mariners won it last night 6-2 to take a 1-0 lead in the series. And now the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Oh, it's a called strike. He was ready to go down to first base. Full count now to Edgar Martinez. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Brett Boone down at first base. Martinez back in the batter's box. He's ready to go. And now the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 2. 2 down for Seattle here in the bottom of the first inning. And now Ken Griffey Jr. comes up. He hit 2 home runs last night in game 1. Got 2 outs. Brett Boone at first base. Here's the pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. The Mariners center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. And now the 0-1 pitch. Pops it up. Orlando Cepeda comes over. Actually, it's McCovey playing first base. Makes the play, and that'll end the inning. At the end of 1, no score here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second inning. Leading off for the Giants is Willie Mays, the center fielder. No score here in the top of the second inning. Garcia, his pitch is fouled off down the first baseline. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. As long as the umpire is not Angel Garcia, I'm good. I don't even think he's in this game. A 1-1 pitch. Out to Ichiro in right. And Ichiro makes the play for out number 1. So Willie Mays flies out to right for 1 out. Next up, the first baseman tonight, Willie McCovey. 1 out, bases empty. So if McCovey's playing first, Cepeda's the DH tonight. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch, up high, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. Top of the second inning. There goes the runner. There is no runner. Never mind. Count goes to 2-1. I got fooled by the crowd. 2 balls and a strike. McCovey at the plate, the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-2. I guess there was a ghost runner, I guess. Counts 2-2 to McCovey. A ground ball to Davis. He'll toss it over to Garcia, covers the bag for the out. So McCovey grounds out to first. 2 down for the Giants here in the top of the second. Alvin Davis, a nice play by him. And now the shortstop, Brandon Crawford, comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch, in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike. 2 outs, bases empty. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. It's at 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garcia trying to retire the side. 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. At the end of 1.5, no score here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the second inning. First baseman Alvin Davis will lead things off for Seattle. No score here in the bottom of the second inning here in game 2. Tim Lincecum still on the mound for the Giants. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 1.
1-1, go play.
The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Davis in the house. Good to see you, Davis. Ripped into right field, the base hit for Alvin Davis. A leadoff single for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second inning. That is the first hit of the ball game. And now, the left fielder, Raul Ibanez. He had a 2-run home run last night. Oh, we go James here. Ibanez at the plate. Nobody out, runner on first base. The pitch. Inside, 1-0. He had a big night last night, Ibanez did. A 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Alvin Davis at first base. The 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. It's a hit and run, and that's going to be a base hit out to center field. Davis coming around. He may come home. The throw home. Not in time. And the Mariners take a 1-0 lead. Raul Ibanez ends up on second base with an RBI double. And Alvin Davis scores all the way from first base. And Seattle takes a 1-0 lead. Here in game 2. And now the shortstop, Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. Nobody out. Ibanez at second. Up high, 1-0. So the Mariners take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. And now the pitch. Inside, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to A-Rod. 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Now the 3-0 pitch. Right in there, it's a strike. Count goes to 3-1. Bottom of the second, Mariners up 1-0. Nobody out. Ibanez at second. In there for a strike. Count goes to 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Rips it foul down the first base line. We got a full count to A-Rod at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 1. 1 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second. And now the catcher, Dan Wilson, will come up. He had a pretty good game last night. He had a couple of RBIs. One out. Ibanez at second base. The pitch. Down low, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Got a good crowd here tonight for Game 2 of the World Series. I appreciate it. We had a couple of football games earlier. They're in the video section. The 1-0 pitch, up high, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Ibanez at second base. The 2-0 pitch, inside, 3-0. Lincecum all over the place. And now the 3-0 pitch. In the upper corner for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. Crowd didn't like that one. Now the 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike. We got a full count to Dan Wilson at 3-2. Ibanez still at second base. 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch. Right back to Lincecum. He'll throw to first for the out. That'll be a sacrifice. That'll move Ibanez over to third. Wilson grounds out to the pitcher for a sacrifice. And now the third baseman, Kyle Seager, comes up with 2 outs and a runner on third base. The pitch, down low, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch by Lincecum. In there for a strike, they'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on third base. Ibanez over at third. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Seager. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, they'll even the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Outside, full count at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. A ground ball knocked down by Crawford makes the play for the out. However, Brandon Crawford makes the play, but Seattle scores a run. They lead it 1-0 at the end of 2 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Mariners up 1-0. Orlando Cepeda, the DH, will lead things off for the Giants. Garcia still on the mound. First pitch outside, 1-0. One-0 pitch in their first strike. Counts at 1-1 to Cepeda, the DH. A 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead and Sports Davis bring you the game today. 2-1 pitch. In their first strike, 2-2. I'm wondering where Corey's at, my Mariner fan. Maybe he'll show up. The count's 2-2 to Cepeda. Up high, 3-2. Feel free to chat in the chat room. Questions, comments, we'll respond. That's going to be a base hit right up the middle. A leadoff single for Orlando Cepeda. And the Giants get a runner aboard here at the top of the 3rd with nobody out. Second baseman Jeff Kent will come up. Nobody out, runner on first. In their first strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, 0-2 to Jeff Kent. Cepeda at first base for the Giants. Nobody out. The count's 0-2 to Jeff Kent. 0-2 pitch. Outside. 1-2. I thought he might have got a run. Now the 1-2 pitch. Down low. Did it go around? Yes, he did. Struck him out for out number 1. 1 down for the Giants. Here in the top of the 3rd. Orlando Cepeda still at first base. The catcher, Joey Bart, comes up. In there for a strike. Bart hit a 2-run shot last night for the Giants in their loss to Seattle. Mariners won last night 6-2 to take a 1-game lead in the series. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. In there for a strike. Struck him out looking for out number 2. 4 strikeouts for Garcia now. And now we go to the top of the order. Right fielder Hank Thompson. 2 outs. Cepeda at first. They throw to first. He's back in time. The pitch by Garcia up high, 1-0.
1-1, no strike.
2 outs, runner on first for the Giants here in the top of the 3rd. Mariners lead it 1-0 here in game 2. The 1-0 pitch. He went around. Count goes to 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2 to Hank Thompson. One-two pitch. Big swing and miss. Struck him out at the end of 2.5. Mariners lead it 1-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be the top of the order for the Mariners. Ichiro, the right fielder, will lead things off. Lincecum still on the mound. Did he go around? No. Ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch to Ichiro. Pops it up. Coming in, Willie Mays makes a nice basket catch. Ichiro flies out to center field. 1 down. Next up, the second baseman, Brett Boone, comes up. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch by Lincecum. Outside, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. We're at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 2 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. Seattle leads the series 1-0. And they lead the game 1-0. Struck him out. Brett Boone swung at a bad low pitch. 2 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 3rd. And now the DH, Edgar Martinez, comes up to face Lincecum. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. The game is from Seattle. The Jammin' Sports Studios are in Nashville, by the way, if you didn't know that. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. We are in Nashville, Tennessee. Counts 1-1 to Martinez. Rips it right to Crawford. Oh, gets by him. Let's see how they score that. Bonds will throw it in. How are they going to score that? Well, they're not throwing up an error. They're going to call that a base hit for Martinez. So they took mercy upon Crawford there. That took a wicked hop. I would call that a base hit myself. Ken Griffey Jr. will come up now, the center fielder, with 2 outs, runner on first base. The pitch by Lincecum in their first strike, 0-1. 2 outs, runner on first base. And now the 0-1 pitch. Rounds it off. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2 to Griffey. He had 2 homers last night. It was a big night for him. 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high. That'll even the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on first base. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out at the end of 3. The Mariners lead at 1-0 here at Chapman Sports. Freddie Lindstrom, the third baseman, will lead things off for the Giants as we go to the top of the 4th inning here in Game 2 of the World Series. Garcia is still on the mound for Seattle. Lindstrom hits one into the night. See ya. Bye-bye. It is gone. And with one swing of the bat, the Giants tie the series up, or tie Game 2 up. 1 game of, or 1 run apiece. I'll get it up. A solo shot home run by Freddie Lindstrom, and that ties the game. I mean, he got all of this one out to straightaway center field. I mean, the deepest part of the park. That was well hit. And now Game 2 is tied at 1 run apiece. Nobody out. Here in the top of the 4th, Barry Bonds, the left fielder, comes up. Outside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, nobody out, base is empty. The 1-0 pitch to Barnes, outside, 2-0. So the Giants have tied things up. The 2-0 pitch, down low, 3-0. Is Garcia kind of shook up over that home run? Here's the 3-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 3-1 to Barry Bonds. 3-1 pitch. Did he go around? Yes. Nope, they're going to call it. He thought it was a walk. He went around. Bonds looks a bit confused. He'll pick up his bat and get back in the batter's box. It's a full count to Mr. Steroids. Garcia just looking at him. Full count to Bonds. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. 1 down for the Giants here in the top of the 4th. And now the center fielder, Willie Mays, comes up. 1 out, base is empty. The pitch by Garcia. Inside, 1-0. The show 23 on Jammin' Sports. World Series Game 2. The 1-0 pitch to Mays. He rips it into left field, a base hit. Ibanez will throw it in. It's a 1-out single for Willie Mays. As we watch the base hit again by Mays. And now Willie McCovey, the first baseman, comes up. 1 out, runner on first base. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. McCovey, he hit a bunch of home runs in his career. And now the 1-0 pitch. There goes Mays, and it's fouled off, and Mays will have to go back. Count evens up at 1-1 to Willie McCovey. The 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner, Mays, safe. So the say hey kid, Willie Mays, steals second base. And now the Giants have a runner on second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The count's 1-2 to Willie McCovey. The 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Down low. That'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Willie Mays at second base. The 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. Ibanez out in left field. Makes the play. And he quickly throws it in to keep Mays at second base. McCovey flies out to left for out number 2. 2 down for the Giants here in the top of the 4th. And now the shortstop, Brandon Crawford, comes up. Willie Mays still at second base. The pitch by Garcia. Fouled off by Crawford. Strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 4th. 0-1 pitch. He went around? No. 1-1. I thought he went around. He got a nice call on that one. 1-1 pitch. Ripped into right. Ichiro makes the play for the final out. However, the Giants, Freddie Lindstrom, a solo shot. And we're tied at 1 here at Jammin' Sports. And welcome back to T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 2 of the World Series. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, lead things off. Lindstrom's first pitch is a strike. Count goes to 0-1. We're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Davis fouls it off. Counts quickly 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out on 3 pitches. 1 down for the Mariners. 5 strikeouts for Lincecum. And now the left fielder, Raul Ibanez, will come up. 1 out, bases empty. Davis says no. And there for a strike, 0-1. That's right, Sports Davis went down on 3 pitches. 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1 to Ibanez. 1 out, bases empty for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 4th. The game is tied at 1. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Game 3 tomorrow night after football at approximately 8 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be in San Francisco for games 3, 4, and 5. Ripped into right field, base hit. Thompson throws it in. A 1-out single for Raul Ibanez. The Mariners have a runner aboard with 1 out. By the way, if you missed game 1, it's in the video section. It's also on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and look for Jammin' Sports. Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop. First pitch up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. All our games are archived on YouTube now. Just go to YouTube, Jammin' Sports. They throw to first. Ibanez back in time. One-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ibanez over at first base. 1-1 pitch. There goes Ibanez over to second. And they get him. They nail him for out number 2. So now there's 2 outs, bases empty for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 4th. Ibanez didn't get a very good jump. And he was easily thrown out by Joey Bart, the catcher. Nice throw. Jeff Kent putting on the tag. A-Rod's count is 1-2. Struck him out. And that'll end the inning. At the end of 4 complete, we're tied at 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We're at T-Mobile Park, Seattle, Washington. Game 2 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. Seattle leads the series 1-0 with a 6-2 win last night. We're tied at 1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Orlando Cepeda, the DH for the Giants, will lead things off. Rips it foul. Count goes to 0-1. We're using the show 23 on a PS5 here on Twitch. 0-1 pitch. Took a big swing and missed. Count goes to 0-2 to Cepeda. 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. One-two pitch. Up high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls that off. Count remains at 2-2 to Orlando Cepeda. Two-two pitch. Down low. We got a full count at 3-2. Three-two pitch by Garcia. Ripped foul down the third base line. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Struck him out for out number 1. 1 down for the Giants here on the top of the 5th in a tie ball game. And now Jeff Kent, the second baseman. A fly ball into right field. Ichiro tracks it down. 2 down. So the second baseman flies out to right. And now Joey Bart, the catcher, comes up. In there for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 5th. 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. Garcia trying to retire the side. The count to Bart is 3-1. Three-one pitch. Full count. He took a big swing and missed. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. 3-2 pitch. Pops it up. Davis drifts back and makes the play for the final out. At the end of 4.5, we're still tied at 1 here at Chapman Sports. We go to the bottom of the 5th in a tie ball game. The catcher, Dan Wilson, will lead things off for the Mariners. Lincecum still on the mound for the Giants here in Game 2. The pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Wilson's been struggling at the plate during the postseason. Count goes to 1-1. He's batting around 100. He's not doing very well. The 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off down the third base line. Counts up 1-2. One-two pitch. Swung and struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Lincecum. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody on base. Third baseman Kyle Seager comes up. The pitch by Lincecum. In there for a strike, 0-1. That's a very liberal strike zone tonight. I just want to point that out. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out on 3 pitches. 8 strikeouts for Lincecum. 2 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th. And now we'll go to the top of the order. Ichiro will come up, the right fielder. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch down low, 1-0. Game 3 will be tomorrow night after football. We'll have a full day of football on Columbus Day tomorrow. Starting at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we'll have 4 games. And then we'll have Game 3 of the World Series. In there for a strike, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Ripped right to Lindstrom at third. Makes the play for the out. At the end of 5 complete. We're tied at 1. Let's watch this play by Lindstrom here at Chapman Sports. We go to the top of the 6th. Right fielder Hank Thompson will lead things off for the Giants. We're tied at 1 here in Game 2 of the World Series. The right fielder Thompson at the plate. Garcia still on the mound. A ground ball down the first base line. Strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch, up high, he went around, struck him out. He swung at some high heat. The umpire said he went around. 1 down for the Giants here in the top of the 6th. Third baseman Freddie Lindstrom, he had a home run last time he came up. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 6th. 1 out, bases empty. Garcia is still on the mound. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Giants tried to tie the series up at 1 game apiece. Mariners tried to take a 2-0 lead in the series. He went around. Count goes to 1-1 to Lindstrom. One pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. One-two pitch. Pops it up. Fly ball out into center field. Griffey makes the play for out number 2. Lindstrom flies out to center. And now Barry Bonds, the left fielder, up next. 2 outs, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1. Bonds hasn't really done a whole lot so far in the series. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Top of the 6th. 0-2 pitch. And that's a base hit in the left field. Ibanez will throw it in. A 2-out single for Barry Bonds. That'll extend the inning for the Giants. And now coming up next, I believe it's Willie Mays. There you go. Willie Mays, the center fielder, with 2 outs. Barry Bonds at first base. The pitch, a pitch out. Bonds doesn't take the bait. Count goes to 1-0 to the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Willie Mays, one of the legendary players in the game. The 1-0 pitch, there goes Bonds. Bonds is safe. So now the Giants have a runner on second with 2 outs. A stolen base by Barry Bonds. The count to Mays is at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Outside, 3-2. McCovey on deck. Full count to Willie Mays with 2 outs. Three-two pitch. Ball 4. And the Giants have runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now Willie McCovey will come up, the first baseman. Bonds at second, Mays at first, McCovey at the plate. The pitch by Garcia. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Rips it into left field. They're coming home. The throw home. Not in time. Barry Bonds scores from second base on the RBI single by Willie Mays. And the Giants take a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 6th. A base hit in the left field. Ibanez, a nice throw, but Bonds got a good jump. And now the Giants take a 2-1 lead. Still 2 outs. Shortstop Brandon Crawford in there for a strike, 0-1. The Giants still have runners at first and second. McCovey at first, Mays at second. Crawford at the plate. 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Murphy and Ray warming up with the bullpen for Seattle. Counts 1-1 to Crawford. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Game 3 tomorrow night after football. It'll be approximately 8 o'clock Eastern time. 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. A walk below the bases. All this happening with 2 outs. The Giants have taken a 2-1 lead. We're in the top of the 6th here in game 2. Giants up 2-1. The count to Crawford's at 3-1. The pitch up high. Ball 4. Bases are loaded for the Giants with 2 outs. And now Orlando Cepeda, the DH, will come up. Bases loaded. Mays at third, McCovey at first, Crawford at first. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Cepeda. Oh, 1 pitch. Rips it to Ichiro, but he makes the play for the final out. However, the Giants do score a run off Willie McCovey's RBI single. Giants lead it 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Second baseman Brett Boone will lead things off for the Mariners. Giants up 2-1. In there for a strike. Lincecum on the mound. Counts 0-1 to Brett Boone. And now the 0-1 pitch. That's a base hit. Thompson in right field will throw it in. A leadoff single for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 6th inning by Brett Boone. And now Edgar Martinez will come up, the DH, as we watch the base hitting in. Martinez comes up, nobody out, runner on first. Giants up 2-1. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Crowd didn't like that. Counts at 0-1. They throw to first. Boone's back in time. Oh, 1 pitch. Down low, 1-1 to Martinez. Mariners trying to get back in this game. They're down a run. A 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1-2 to Martinez. Crowd didn't like that one either. That was kind of low, I have to admit. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Brett Boone at first base. 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to Lindstrom. They're going to turn 2. They get the double play. 6-4-3 double play for the Giants. Lindstrom to Kent to McCovey for the double play. 2 down for the Mariners. And now Ken Griffey Jr. comes up, the center fielder. First pitch outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty. Here in the bottom of the 6th for the Mariners. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 1-1. One pitch. Inside, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. They'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 6 complete. Giants lead at 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. All right, we go to the top of the 7th inning. Penn Murphy will come in to pitch for the Mariners. Giants lead game 2, 2-1, trying to tie the series up at a game apiece. Jeff Kent, the second baseman, will lead things off here in the top of the 7th. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody out. T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Game 2 of the World Series. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
2-1 pitch. Popped it up. Alvin Davis at first base. Makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Giants here in the top of the 7th. And now the catcher, Joey Bart, comes up. 1 out, base is empty. Down low, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, base is empty. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Bart. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Counts at 1-2. Where is Corey tonight? He's missing this. 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? No. That'll even the count at 2-2 to Joey Bart. And now the 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count, 3-2. Three-two pitch. A ground ball. Seager throws to first for the out. So Joey Bart grounds out to third. Kyle Seager makes the play for Seattle. 2 down for the Giants here in the top of the 7th. Hank Thompson, the right fielder, comes up. 2 outs, base is empty. Thompson at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1 to Hank Thompson. Penn Murphy on the mound for Seattle. The count's 0-1. Big swing and a miss, 0-2 to Thompson. Murphy trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. And the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, base is empty. And now the 1-2 pitch. A ground ball, it's going to be a base hit in the right field. A 2-out single for Hank Thompson. Ichiro will throw it in. That'll extend the inning for the Giants. Next up for the Giants will be the third baseman, Freddie Lindstrom. 2 outs, runner on first base. Here's the pitch by Murphy. In there for a strike, 0-1. Giants lead it 2-1 here in the 7th. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Lindstrom. Murphy trying to retire the side. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. At the end of 6 1/2. Giants lead it 2-1 here at Chapman Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, will lead things off for the Mariners. They trail by a run, 2-1. Lincecum still on the mound. First pitch outside, 1-0. Rogers and Wilson warming up in the bullpen for the Giants. Counts 1-0 to Davis. The pitch. Down low. Count goes to 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Ripped foul down the third base line. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll leave the count at 2-2. Mariners trying to get back in this 2-2 pitch. Outside. Full count to Davis at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. And that's a shot right to Jeff Kent. He makes the play. And Davis grounds out to second base for out number 1. Nice play by Jeff Kent at second base for the Giants. Left fielder Raul Ibanez went out, bases empty. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Facing Lincecum. The pitch. Inside, 1-0. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there on the upper corner, 1-2. Crowd didn't like that one. It's been a very liberal strike zone all night. And now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on an inside pitch and struck out for out number 2. 10 strikeouts for Lincecum today. Now the shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod with 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch by A-Rod. Ball 1, it's low, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 2 of the World Series. Giants up 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Oh boy. I don't know about that one. Count goes to 2-1. Crowd not happy. 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch to A-Rod. Pops it up. And that's going to drift foul down the first base line. We got a full count to A-Rod at 3-2. 2 outs, bases empty. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 7 complete. Giants lead at 2-1. Here at Jammin' Sports. Robbie Ray will be the new pitcher for Seattle as we go to the top of the 8th inning here in Game 2. Giants lead at 2-1. Giants trying to tie the series up at a game apiece before they head back to San Francisco for Game 3 tomorrow. Barry Bonds, the left fielder, will lead things off. In there for a ball on the outside corner, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. 3-1 pitch to Barnes. Rips it foul. Counts at 3-2. Full count to Barry Bonds. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on. We're at the top of the 8th. Giants lead at 2-1. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 1. Barry Bonds goes down swinging. One out, bases empty for the Giants here in the top of the 8th. Willie Mays, the center fielder, will come up. Down low, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Ray didn't like that. And now the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. One out, bases empty. The count's 2-0 to Willie Mays, the center fielder. The 2-0 pitch. Mays fouls it down the first base line, out of play, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Up high, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch to Mays. He went around. We got a full count here at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Three-two pitch. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. A one-out single for Willie Mays here at the top of the 8th inning. Willie McCovey, the first baseman, up next. Up high, 1-0. Giants lead at 2-1. One out here in the top of the 8th. Runner on first base. McCovey with a 1-0 count. And now the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. They'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Outside, count goes to 2-1. Two-one pitch. Rips it foul. Count goes to 2-2 to Willie McCovey. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first base. 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. It's a long at bat for Willie McCovey. And now the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. 2 down for the Giants here at the top of the 8th. And now the shortstop, Brandon Crawford, will come up. Robbie Ray on the mound for the Mariners. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1 to Brandon Crawford. And now the 0-1 pitch. There goes the runner down to second. They got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants still lead at 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. Taylor Rogers will come on to pitch for the Giants here in the bottom of the 8th. Giants lead at 2-1 here in Game 2 of the World Series. Mariners lead the series 1-0, but the Giants lead Game 2 2-1. Dan Wilson, the catcher, will lead things off in their first strike, 0-1. Ned and Wilson warming up in the bullpen for the Giants. Counts 0-1 to Wilson. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2 to Dan Wilson. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out, nobody on. It's low and inside. Count goes to 2-2 to Wilson. Two-two pitch. Down the line, McCovey will take it for out number 1. So Wilson grounds out to first. One down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th. And now the third baseman, Kyle Seager, comes up. One out, base is empty. Giants still lead it 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Mariners trying to at least tie it up, maybe take the lead. Pitch by Rogers. Up high, 1-0. We're going to get another football game in tonight when this is over. We'll have the Chiefs and the Broncos up next. We're going to get a football game in. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1 to Seager. We have time to get a football game in. So it'll be the Chiefs and the Broncos from Denver when this one's over. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Three balls, one strike, one out, bases empty. The 3-1 pitch to Seager. Big swing and a miss. We got a full count at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Up high. Ball 4. A one-out walk for Kyle Seager. The tying run at first base. The go-ahead run at the plate. Ichiro, the right fielder, with one out, runner on first base. Ichiro steps up. Down low, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch to Ichiro. Fouls it off down the first base line. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out, runner on first base. Kyle Seager at first. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. They throw to first. Seager's back in time. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th for Seattle. Seager at first base. The count's 2-2 to Ichiro. The 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. Rogers got him on a wicked pitch. 2 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th. And now Brett Boone, the second baseman, will come up. 2 outs with Seager at first base. Outside, 1-0. Just a 1-run game here in game 2. And now the 1-0 pitch. Low and inside, 2-0. Rogers doesn't like that baseball. He wants a new one. And now the 2-0 pitch to Boone. Down low, 3-0. Giants up 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. Seager at first base. The count's 3-0 to Brett Boone. 3-0 pitch. Inside, ball 4. A 2-out walk on 4 pitches. And now the Mariners have runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys comes out to pitch for the Giants. I like the Beach Boys. The DH, Edgar Martinez, comes up with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. A base hit could tie up the ball game here. Seager at second base for Seattle. The pitch by Wilson. He went around, strike one. Count goes to 0-1. T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 2 of the World Series. Giants lead it 2-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High in the air. Out to Thompson, and Thompson makes the play for the final out. We go to the 9th inning. Giants up 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. Paul Sewald will come on to pitch for Seattle here in the top of the 9th. Giants looking for some insurance runs. They're up 2-1. We will have football after this game. We'll have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. We have time to get another football game in. We'll do it. Brandon Crawford at the plate. The shortstop. Inside, ball one. Luis Castillo warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners. We're in the top of the 9th. Giants up 2-1. It counts 1-0 to Crawford. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. Nobody out, nobody on. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Giants trying to tie the series up at a game apiece. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. That'll even the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count to Crawford at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. One down for the Giants here at the top of the 9th. Next up, the DH, Orlando Cepeda. One out, bases empty. Sewald on the mound. Up high, 1-0. One out, bases empty. Here at the top of the 9th. Counts 1-0 to Cepeda. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. He went around. No, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Orlando Cepeda. And now the 2-1 pitch. Cepeda hits one into the night. See ya. And he'll tack on another run. A solo shot by Orlando Cepeda. And the Giants take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 9th. A 1-out, 1-run homer by Orlando Cepeda. And he got a hold of that one. Let's watch the replay. He hit this one deep into the night. Watch this. Let's see where this one landed. He hit that one a ton. Wow, all the way up there where the bar is. So the Giants now lead it 3-1 here in the top of the 9th. Jeff Kent, the second baseman. First pitch outside, 1-0. So the Giants get one insurance run. One out, bases empty. It's going to make a Mariner come back a little bit harder now. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2 to Jeff Kent. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. The 1-2 pitch. Pops it up. Wilson goes back and makes the play for out number 2. Jeff Kent pops out to the catcher. 2 down for the Giants here in the top of the 9th. And now the catcher, Joey Bart, comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. We've got the Broncos and the Chiefs after this. We'll have another football game. Fouls that one off. It's just now coming up on 10 o'clock Eastern. So we have time for another game. 7 o'clock Pacific time. 0-1 pitch. Out of play. Count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Big swing and miss. Struck him out. That'll end the inning. However, Orlando Cepeda, a solo shot, gives the Giants a 3-0 lead. All right, we go to the bottom of the 9th. Rob Nen will come on. Seattle, they need 2 to tie, 3 to win. Ken Griffey Jr. will come up, the center fielder, to lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. A fly ball out to left field, and Barry Bonds makes the play. 1 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th. Seattle down to the last 2 outs. Giants are 2 outs away from tying the series up at 1 game apiece. Alvin Davis, the first baseman. One out, bases empty. That's a high fly ball out to right field, foul. Count goes to 0-1. Giants trying to hang on and tie the series up. 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. T-Mobile Park in Seattle. 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th. They trail 3-1. Alvin Davis, the first baseman. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Mariners trying to rally. They're down by 2 runs. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Full count to Alvin Davis at 3-2. Rob Nen on the mound for the Giants. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. Game 3 tomorrow night. We're going to do a football game next. That will move up the World Series tomorrow to 7 o'clock Eastern. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. It'll be 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time tomorrow, game 3. Three-two pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. 3-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. Seattle's down to the last out here in game 2. Giants 1 out away from tying the series up. Left fielder Raul Ibanez. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch by Nen. In there for a strike, 0-1. Again, we got football next. Chiefs and Broncos will be in Denver for that one. 0-1 pitch. Hits one sharply out to center field. That one is gone. Hold the phones. This one not over yet. Raul Ibanez, a solo shot. And it's now a 3-2 ball game. Seattle makes it a 1-run game. Let's watch this one again. Well hit. And that one drops in right center field. And now it's a 3-2 ball game. And now A-Rod comes up with 2 outs, bases empty. The Mariners need one more run. In there for a strike, 0-1. The Giants, they just need one more out. But Seattle's made it a 3-2 game. A-Rod at the plate. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Seattle down to the last strike. And now the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be DeKent. He'll throw him out at first. The Giants take game 2. The Giants win it 3-2. They tied the series up at 1 game apiece. Your final score, the Giants 3, the Mariners 2. And the Giants have tied the series up at 1 game apiece as they head back to San Francisco for game 3. Learn all about the show. Go online to theshow.com and buy a copy. You'll love it. Once again, your final score, the Giants beat the Mariners 3-2. They tied the series up at 1 game apiece. Game 3 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Up next, NFL action, Chiefs and Broncos. Keep it right here at Jammin' Sports.